members to hold the next synchronized barangay and sangguniang kabataan elections on the last Monday of October 2023. The subsequent barangay and sangguniang kabataan elections will then be conducted every 3 years thereafter. The Senate and the House of Representatives panels approved the possible changing of the date of last Monday of October 2023 for several crucial considerations, which include: first, there is a precedence of holding the synchronized barangay and SK elections in October. Second, the date usually falls on the school break of youth voters and will enable them to participate in choosing their leaders in the community. Third, it will be more cost-effective with reference to the position paper and computation of the Commission on Elections, which was submitted to the Committee on Electoral Reforms. Consequent to this change in the date of next elections, Section 2 of the Conference Committee report now provides that the term of office of the barangay and sangguniang kabataan officials elected under this proposed measure shall commence at noon of November 30, 2023, next following their next election. With respect to the provision on appropriations, the Conference Committee adopted Section 4 of the House version. Further, Section 5 of the Senate version, which directs the Commission on Audit to submit an audit report to Congress on the budget used for the postponed December 5, 2022 barangay and sangguniang kabataan elections within 90 days from the effectivity of the law, was deleted. It will be available anytime, especially during the budget deliberations. We can already ask the COMELEC. Mr. President, this humble representation is honored to present this Conference Committee report, which was the result of thorough deliberation and commitment to our constituents to pass a law that would promote the welfare of our barangays. Further, as Chairman Committee on Local Government, this would give us ample amount of time to revisit our laws and introduce amendments to further strengthen the roles and mandate of our barangay officials. At this juncture, Mr. President, allow me to extend my utmost gratitude to the Chairperson of the Committee on Electoral Reforms and People's Participation, Senator Amy Marcos, for her trust and confidence towards this representation in leading the Senate contingent in the bicameral conference. We laud her for staunchly shepherding the passage of Senate Bill number 1306, while ensuring that all issues and challenges are addressed from the committee hearing to the plenary debates up to this passage. We would also like to thank our colleagues who are members of the Bicameral Conference Committee for sharing their inputs and sound proposals that enabled us to produce a more acceptable version. We would also like to thank the House panel for meeting their counterpart halfway in every provision that we deliberated on. Lastly, this representation would like to thank this August Chamber for entrusting this task to me. Although it was hard, we hope that we were able to complete our task competently. With the permission of the body, I move that the joint explanatory statement on the disagreeing provisions of Senate Bill number 1306 and House Bill number 4673 be read in toto into the record and that the Bicameral Conference Committee report be ratified. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you very much. Mr. President, the Senate Minority Leader, Senator Aquilino Coco Pimentel, is seeking the floor. I move that she be recognized, Mr. President.
Our distinguished minority floor leader, Senator Pimentel, is recognized.
Thank you for discussion, Mr. President. If the committee report could be subjected to just a brief discussion, with the permission of the sponsor of the BICAM report, I noticed that the final date is a date not found in the Senate version and also a date not mentioned in the House version. So may we know what is that final date and how was that date arrived at, Mr. President?
Actually, it was Senator Jesus Codero who proposed that the elections not be held on December, no, for several reasons. Because for one, everybody is busy. And second, his first proposal is May of 2024, but the House contingent thought it might be too long already, no? So that's why we arrived at October 2023 because Senator Win, her very own Senator Gatchalian, pointed out that there was already a precedent, no, before that there was barangay and SK elections that were held in October. So So that was the compromise, I would say.
What would be the new date, Mr. President, according to the BICAM report?
It will be last Monday of October 2023, Mr. President.
So okay, pakicheck na yun. Last Monday of October 2023. And of course, we also changed the start of the term of those to be elected in October 2023. What would be the start of their term, Mr. President?
Their term will start November 30, 2023.
So November 30, 2023.
Yes.
So that date was also just arbitrarily determined, Mr. President. It could have been early November, it could also be December, it could also be January.
Because, Mr. President, in 2007, in 2010, and 2013, barangay and SK elections were held, usually in October. In 2007, it was held in October 29, 2007. In 2010, October 25, 2010. And October 13, October 28, 2013. So, that's why there was a compromise that there was already precedent, Mr.
Yes,
President.
on the date of the election, but on the start of the term, Mr. President, that was during those years was the start of the term of those elected also end of November of the year after the election.
Yes, it was decided it will be, the start of the term will be 1 month after the elections.
1 month after the election. Because if I remember our measure correctly, December, early December yon, and then the start of the term for those elected would be January 1. Diba? So, ang masabi na natin yan, less than 1 month pero more than 20 days from the election. I mean, if that formula or that period was observed also in the new dates that we are talking about, Mr. President.
I believe so. And then, Mr. President, Your Honor, and then the elections will be held 3 years thereafter, every 3 years. So that it will also not be in conflict with the upcoming national local election, the midterm elections in 2025, and presidential and national elections in 2028. So it will be 2027 and 2029, 26, sorry.
Pero nagtataka lang po ako, Mr. President, kasi yung, ano ba sinabi? Fourth Monday of October, no, Mr. President?
Yes, it's the last Monday of October.
Yeah, the last Monday of. May I know the wording of the reconciled bill? Is it fourth Monday of October or last Monday of October? Kasi pwedeng magkaiba.
It's the last Monday of October.
Last Monday, okay. Pero nagtataka lang po ako, Mr. President, na yung final date natin na last Monday of October 2023, ito ba ay nabanggit nung dito po sa ating kapulungan during the interpellation or ang unang banggit sa PEDSA doon na po sa BICAM?
Well, it was agreed upon that it will be October. As I mentioned, there's a precedent already. But to make it more practical so that the youth can be able to vote, it will be sem break. October is usually sem break. And last but not the least, we thought of having it last Monday so that it will be near the Undas, wherein people usually go home to their provinces, no, so that they will be able to vote. So it's for practicality reasons.
Yes po, narinig ko na po yung dahilan at yun yung narinig ng mga members ng Senate panel sa BICAM. Pero yung PEDSA ba na last Monday of October 2023 ay nabanggit ba dito sa kapulungan ng Senado habang panahon ng interpellation sa panukalang batas?
No, Your Honor, it was just discussed during the BICAM, Your Honor.
Okay, so that's why I had to intervene at this late stage, Mr. President, para marinig din natin how it was reasoned out during the BICAM.
So likewise, it was original was really December
No.
of 2023, but some members of the BICAM thought that it will be too long already, and cost effectively, also according to COMELEC, October will be more practical if you compare it to December of 2023.